Welcome to Learner's Planet, my dear children. Children, in today's session we will study about solids, liquids and gases. Children, in previous session we studied about two very important states of matter, and they were solids and liquids. And now we will continue in this session. So let's start with the third state of matter, gases. So children, what are gases? Yes, gases are substances in which the particles are very loosely packed. So you can see in the picture that there are many spaces in between these molecules, right? So we can say that they are very loosely packed, right? In the previous session we studied about solids. They were very closely packed, and we also studied about liquids. Liquid molecules were very apart. They were not very closely packed, but gases are very loosely packed. So we can say that gases are substances in which the particles are very loosely packed. So children, we can say that they too have no fixed shape. Means gases have no fixed shape like liquids. Unlike liquids, they occupy all the available space in a container. So children, always remember that solids have a fixed shape, but liquids and gases do not have fixed shape. But what is the main difference between liquid and gas? Yes, unlike liquids, gases occupy all the available space in the container, and gases cannot be bent or broken. Right? So liquids and gases both cannot be bent or broken. They both do not have fixed shape. But the one main difference between liquids and gases are that gases occupy all the available space in a container, but the liquids do not occupy all the available space. They occupy the space but not all the available space in a container. Alright? So children, let's see some example of gases. Yes, air. Air is an example of gas. Then cooking gas. Cooking gas is also an example of a gas. So children, gases like LPG, that is liquefied petroleum gas, I repeat, liquefied petroleum gas, are compressed in cylinders and they are used as fuels in homes. And the second one is CNG. Children, you might have heard about CNG. I hope you are familiar with this term CNG. But what is actually CNG? It is compressed natural gas. So it is a gas which is used as a fuel to run vehicles. Right? So always remember that LPG and CNG are also example of gases. Children, about 75% of our body weight is due to water, but not due to gas. So this is also one main difference between liquid and gas. Right? 75% of our body weight is due to water, that is liquid. So now we can say that air is a mixture of gases. Right? Because you cannot see air and you cannot see gas, right? So let's see some example of gases, and we will also see that what is actually air made up of. So air is a mixture of gases like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide and other gases. Right? Always remember that air is a mixture of all such gases. So children, I hope you are clear with the third state of matter, that are gases. And now we will move on to the next topic, that is change of states. That is change of states of three matters. So children, the three states of matter are generally interchangeable. Means solid, liquid and gases are interchangeable. So let's see what is meant by interchangeable. Children, interchangeable means a solid can change into a liquid. Right? So we can say that a solid can change into a liquid by seeing an example, that is ice. Right? If you keep ice outside the fridge or the refrigerator, you will see that it starts melting. Right? So what is this process called as? Yes, it is called as melting. So children, a solid can change into a liquid. And this will also happen if you heat the solid. So the solid will melt into a liquid. So this process is called as melting. Children, when you heat a liquid, you will see bubbles on the surface of the liquid. Can you see in the picture? These are bubbles. So you will see bubbles on the surface of the liquid, and this is called boiling. So children, always remember that if the solid melts into a liquid, that process is called melting. If you heat a liquid more and more, then you will see bubbles on the surface of the liquid, and this is called as boiling. And if you continue to heat the liquid will change into a gas. So you can see here in the picture, right? In the picture you can see the gas, but actually you cannot see the gas, right? So what is this process called as? This is called as evaporation, right? So always remember that if solid melts into a liquid, it is called melting. If you will heat a liquid more and more, you will see bubbles on the surface of the liquid. This is called as boiling. And if you continue to heat the liquid will change into a gas, and this is called evaporation. And what is condensation? Yes, when a gas cools, it changes into a liquid state, and we can say that it has condensed. So this process is called as condensation. Okay children, so have you got it? Melting, boiling, evaporation and condensation. Now let's see the last process. Yes children, if you fill water in an ice tray and keep it in the freezer, you will see that after some time the water turns into ice. Oh, is it a magic? Yes, we can say that water has now frozen, and this process is called freezing, right? So children, you can try this at your home also. Just fill an ice tray with the water and keep it in the freezer, and observe and notice after some time you will see that water has converted into ice. Means we can say that liquid state has converted into solid state. So this process is called as freezing, right? So we can say that all the three states of matter are interchangeable. That means solid can change into liquid, liquid can change into gas, gas can change into liquid, gas can also change into solid, liquid can also change into solid, and all such processes includes all the three states of matter. And all the processes are melting, boiling, evaporation, condensation and freezing. So this is actually called interchangeable. Alright children, I hope you understand by the term interchangeable. Okay, now let's move on to the next topic, that is solute, solvent and solution. So children, there are some solids which mix easily with the liquids. Like this girl. She is a doctor. And what is she doing? She is doing an experiment. Right? She is mixing solid with the liquid. So now let's see some interesting examples about mixing of solid with the liquid. Yes, children, the solid that dissolves in a liquid is called the solute. For example, sugar. Right? So sugar is a solid and it can be dissolved in a liquid. So children, the solid that dissolves in a liquid is called the solute. Then the liquid in which the solute dissolves is called the solvent. For example, water. So children, always remember that water is not only a liquid. There are many other liquids also. And solute can dissolve in other liquids too, right? But here we are taking only one example of a liquid, that is water. So always remember that the liquid in which the solute dissolves is called solvent, and the solid that dissolves in a liquid is called the solute. So have you got it? Are you clear with these terms? Solute and solvent? Okay, now let's see the next term, that is solution. So children, the liquid which we get when a solute dissolves in a solvent is called a solution. Alright children, so you can see here that this boy is doing an experiment. He is mixing solute in a solvent. So when a solute dissolves in a solvent, then this liquid is called a solution. So you can see here a pink color solution, right? So don't get confused and always remember these terms: solute, solvent and solution. Now let's see some examples of this. Children, this is an interesting example. You can even try this at your home. Children, add salt to water and leave it undisturbed for 5 minutes. As you can see here, there is a container and we have put salt and water in it. Now leave it for 5 to 10 minutes. So what will happen? Yes, if you taste this water now, it will have a salty taste. Similarly, if you add sugar to the warm milk and observe what happens to the sugar? Yes, in both the cases, you will see that the salt and the sugar mixes with the liquid and dissolves in it. Right? So we can say that sugar is also a solid, and if we will dissolve it in the liquid, that is warm milk, or if we dissolve salt in a water, then it becomes a solution. Right? So let's get familiar with these terms more. So we can say that the salt and the sugar are the solutes, water and milk are the solvents, the salty water or the sweet milk are the solutions. So have you got it now? Sugar and salt are solutes, water and milk are solvents, and salty water and sweet milk are solutions, which we got by dissolving solute into a solvent. So children, always remember that solute plus solvent is equal to solution. So let's revise. Solute plus solvent is equal to solution. Very good. So let's see some example. Yes. Sugar plus milk is equal to sweet milk. Right? So you can see in the picture, we are adding choco syrup in the milk. Right? So this is making the milk sweet in taste. So we can say that sugar is solid, milk is liquid. That is, sugar is a solute and milk is a solvent, and sweet milk which we obtain is a solution. In the same way, here salt is the solute, water is the solvent, and salty water which we get or which we obtain is a solution. For example, we can see salty water in such places like sea, lake, river, pond. Right? If you taste the water of sea, it will be salty in taste. Or you can try it at home, that add some salt to the water, then you will see after some time that it will be a salty water. So this is a solution. Right? So children, I hope you are clear with solute, solvent and solution, and you are also clear with the third state of matter, that are gases. So children, I hope you enjoyed this session. We will meet in the next session with a new lesson. Till then, keep learning, keep enjoying. Thank you children.